Hey, this is Mr. Coker with Geometry Lesson 2-2, Finding Missing Angles of Triangles. So, when we're trying to find a missing angle of a triangle, there's one rule that kind of guides our way, and that is the triangle sum theorem. So, the triangle sum theorem says that all angles of a triangle total 180 degrees. So just knowing that, if we're missing a side of a triangle, we can use the fact that all three angles add up to 180 degrees to find the missing numbers. So this will be the first example that I use. By the way, I'm going to use this triangle even when I change the angles, the numbers, because I didn't really measure it. They're just numbers. They're numbers for an example. So don't be confused about that. So in this example, we have one angle has 80 degrees. Now I'm going to write out the side of, or the measurement of each of the three angles. Angle 1 is 80 degrees. The second angle is 50 degrees. And the third angle, that's one we don't know. It's x. I'm going to put plus x equals. Well, what are they supposed to equal? Oh yeah, 180. 180 degrees. So we take our three sides, add them up, and set them equal to 180. Now it's a really simple solving equations problem. So we can combine like terms. 80 plus 50 is 130. Plus x equals 180. Now it's a one-step equation. We want to have x by itself, so we minus 130 on one side of the equation, minus 130 on the other side of the equation, bring down our x equals 180 minus 130 is 50, and then that is our answer. And then we could change this number, this x, to 50. Now we know the missing side. That part's pretty easy, right? So what about if we change our problem? Feel free to go backward and pause if you need to at any point in the video. I try to keep these pretty short, but I got a little bit of erasing time in this one. So let's change this triangle a little bit, and now let's say that we're going to have, I'm going to say, I'm going to do 70, and then I'm going to make this mark on the other two. What about this one? This is a strange looking one. Well, remember what this mark means. And I'm going to call this, say we're solving for x. So we don't know what x equals. Well, we've decided that one side is 70, one side is x, and what's the other side? Well, if we see this symbol inside an angle of a triangle, then that, or any angle, that means they're congruent. they're equal to each other. So, if these two are both congruent, and one of them is x, the other one must be x. So that means that both of these would equal x. I have my three sides now. Set it equal to 180. Combine like terms. Go bring down my 70. X plus x is 2x. Solve a now two-step equation, minusing 70 2x equals 180 minus 70 is 110. Now it's 2x equals 110, and my goodness, that's a terrible looking 110. Let's change that. That's a terrible looking 2 also. In my defense, this is what happens when you film a video at like 2 a.m. Or at least what happens when I do. So 2x equals 110. Divide each side by 2. And we get x equals 55. X equals 55. And now we know what this side and this side both are. Each one is 55. So I'll do one more. This time I will erase my triangle because I'm going to draw a right triangle. Okay. So let's do a right triangle now. I don't have any numbers on this one. I will put my x because I'll say, oh no, x equals. Well, I don't know what, I don't have any numbers. Except I do, kind of. I have this. Hopefully you recognize this as a right triangle. When you see it, you'll remember that a right triangle has a 90-degree angle. That's what this symbol means. It means a 90-degree angle. That means this side is 90 degrees. Well, that tells us what we need to do, 90 degrees. The other two sides, well, one of them is x, and once again, the other side must be x, because we have congruent angles. We have one right angle, two congruent angles. Set it equal to 180. Always set it equal to 180. I'm going to work through this one a little quicker. Combine our like terms, give you 2x. Minus 90 on each side. Bring down 2x. 180 minus 90 is 90. Divide each side by 2. And we get x equals 45. Ugly looking 5. Well, now it looks better. So, that's the last one I'm going to do in this video. And when we're trying to find a missing angle of a triangle, two things to remember. Triangle sum theorem, all angles equal, any triangle equals 180 degrees. the three angles added together equals 180 degrees. And the second thing to remember is how to solve equations, because that's all you're doing is solving equations. So finding a missing side of a triangle is really easy. So, hey, just need to know two things. Have a good night.